Welcome back. I have Hans here and we're going to demonstrate how to teach your dog how to lure. In this episode, we're going to talk about luring. Luring is super fun. Some dogs are great at it from the get-go and some dogs are not. So this is a skill that we can build and it's super fun in doing so. When I say luring, what I mean is, and I will show you with Mr. Canine here, the dog's head follows my hand when there's a treat in my hand. So speaking of treat in my hand, before you start practicing luring, make sure you go back and watch our how to hold treats video. Once you've done that, this will go a lot smoother. So essentially what we're going to do is mark with the word yes every time that the dog actively pushes their nose into our hand. The dog is here, yes. I'm here, he sniffs the treat and follows it, I say yes, and I give him the reward. I am going to eventually create some energy in this, and as the dog begins to give me more, I'm going to get excited. I'm going to ask them to push a little bit harder or maybe for a little bit longer, and then I will continue to build that behavior like so. So it starts with simply them pushing their head into our hand. Yes, 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 and then we can ask a little bit more. It's going to help us tenfold in the future when we're building new behaviors. If I can manipulate with my hand their head, the dog's head, their body is going to move accordingly. So if I can lower their head, generally their butt's going to go up. If I lift their head, their butt's going to go down. So in regards to, say, teaching a sit, if your dog is really good at luring, we lure the dog's head up, their butt goes down, and then boom, we start making behaviors because your dog's master at luring, simply because we're manipulating their head position. A couple of notes, a couple of things before we start. Number one, I have my reservoir hand ready with a bunch of treats. I also have my treat hand ready with one treat. I can switch this, that's okay, it really doesn't matter. In fact, you might want to do that from time to time. Hans is ready to go, and we're going to be using our hallway to do this exercise. Really, we're going to keep it simple and work one direction forward and the same direction coming backwards. Well, I guess it's not the same direction, it's backwards. Here's what we're looking for. The criteria for this exercise is anytime that Hans's nose touches my hand, I'm going to mark with our yes marker. I want to build on that. So if I walk straight, yes. I said yes because he was pushing his nose actively into my hand. I will reset and show you how to do that. Take note as well, I want to silence my body. While I may be starting with movement, yes, I want to eliminate it as soon as possible because I don't want to teach my dog to move with my body. I want to teach my dog to move with my hand. Yes. Building on this, now let's make things a little bit more fluid. Here's how it goes. I walk, stop, yes, reload, walk backwards, yes, reload, he got it because he pushed me so hard, and yes, yes, reload, yes, reload. Yes. I gave 3 rewards for that one, keeping it varied. Notice we were basically walking forwards and backwards with this exercise. Yes. Yes. You can also lure side to side. Now, when you do this, you just want to make sure you're moving again in a straight line, and this is how it works. Yes. It's a little harder to reload. Yes. From hand to hand, if you're doing this like I'm doing, left hand to right hand, my recommendation is go from walking in a straight line, yes, to then, yes, the shuffle, to then walking in a straight line, yes, shuffle, or backwards walk, yes. Oops, freebie. Yes. Now, notice too, one more thing. While you guys are turning, there's really only one way you can turn your wrist, right? So if he's luring here, I say yes. I give him the treat. I want to reload here. And I'm going to move my hand this way, right? Reload. there's really only one way your wrist is going to move, so figure that one out. When luring, only mark when the dog is actively pushing their head or nose into your palm. One more note on this: when you're practicing, it could be helpful to use some sort of barrier. This way, you're not luring in like all kinds of different directions. Basically, what I'm saying is we want to move in one direction, back and forth. That's it. That's about it. In regards to luring, have fun with this. It's super cool to build, and it's going to help us a lot in the future when we are asking or teaching our dog new behaviors. When you can control their head positioning, you can control their rear positioning, and it's going to help us out a lot more. We'll see you guys soon. If you have questions on this video, drop a comment in the community tab on the app or online, and we'll see you soon.